Man, he's giant. Watching these other bucks down here, and the one was kind of a little nervous. I can't believe. Thanks, buddy. We did it. We did it. You see him? Oh my God. He's the biggest bug I've ever seen. All right, here we are, September the 4th, second day of Kentucky archery. We're hunting a deer we call Fruit Loop. Todd Carter works out here, loves Fruit Loops, and so we named it after him. Well, this is another hunt from 2016. In fact, it's the day after I killed a deer named Trump. It was the second day of the season, early archery season, September, first week. Luckily, we had 2 deer that we had targeted on the farm to kill, and these both were the biggest mature deer that we had had. This one we called Fruit Loop, and he was in a spot. We'd watched him in the spot for 2 years. He just loved this little set of woods, these cedar woods, and had trail camera pictures of him the year before as a 3-year-old. And sometimes you see 3-year-olds that are just gigantic, and it's so tempting to shoot them. Luckily, we had enough years of knowledge, the year before of this deer that we knew he was young. And so we decided, let's pass him up. Let's just not go in this area. We already had a stand in the area, so we decided just to stay out of the area and wait for this deer until we were ready to hunt him the following year.
All right, these are Fruit Loop sheds. We're guessing he was 3, with the mass and everything. And we got a few pictures of them the end of that year. We just picked up that farm and we're trying to learn it, and we were lucky enough to pick this deer up and to find his sheds. We knew he'd be pretty good the next year, especially with those long beams. Anytime you can get a long beam on a deer like that. He obviously broke that off during the rut, but yeah, this was him at 3, and definitely know he's gonna turn into something big.
But we got another nice east wind night. It's a little warmer, a little less wind. We got perfect wind blowing off this ridge. We've been babying the stand since last year. This deer was in here a lot then. We passed him up several times. He was pretty young. He's come back. He's a big 11, super tall, big main beams. Just an awesome deer. So we've been getting him on camera for a while, and we're setting up in here on him and seeing what's going to happen. This is one of my favorite stands we've ever hung. It was in an ash tree that had a cedar tree kind of pushed into the side of it. So we found a hole up on the top part we could hang our stand, but below it was all just a kind of a natural blind of cedars surrounding you. So once you got up into this stand, you just disappeared. Man,
He's giant.
it's giant.
The top of your bow cam was kind of the way I got the hit, though. I couldn't get any.
I was watching these other bucks down here, and the one was kind of a little nervous. I can't believe that.
He's down right behind us.
I couldn't look at his rack.
Smoked it.
I couldn't look at his rack.
I
I saw blood just pouring out,
he's not.
pouring out. Thanks, buddy. We did it. We did it. You see him? Oh my God. He's the biggest buck I've ever seen. Oh my God. I had to wait. I couldn't look at his rack. I was just focusing on the spot. I was trying to find the spot.
You found it.
I found it.
10-ringed him, dude.
I 10-ringed it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. I've never seen a deer like this.
He hit that tree right there.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say. This is the biggest typical I've ever seen, just clean, classic buck. This thing is a giant. He is a giant, long tines, and just big, huge body. What do we say? I mean, he's just tremendous. I mean, just really big, huge Kentucky whitetail here. And we shot it with the same arrow we shot the big deer last night. 2 world-class bucks, my biggest typicals, right in a row, back to back, one night and then another night. And we got a buddy who got another deer tonight. We're gonna go get him and try to get this guy out of the woods. We don't have too far to go, but it may be a challenge. But let's get a couple of pictures before it gets dark here.
Congratulations,
Oh,
man.
thank you. Look at that thing. Look at that.
It's sick.
I mean, you've never found a shed like that.
No, that thing's huge.
Gosh. That is
Look at that side. I mean,
that
that is
side.
giant. Jeez.
There's really not too much I can say about this hunt. The video really speaks for itself. It happened fairly fast, but really it was just a spectacular hunt. To have it happen 2 nights in a row, you know, opening day and then the day after, is just something that'll probably never ever happen again in my lifetime. And in fact, too, after I'd shot the deer the night before, we cleaned the arrow up and put new broadhead blades on, and I shoot the same deer with the same arrow. And I called it my lucky arrow because I went on later on that season and harvested an elk and another deer in Indiana with the same arrow. And to be with my buddy Glenn and Todd, who helped me a ton to make all this happen, it was just made it more special.